West. Once the retail is operating, Mr. Bray's intent is also to construct a manufacturing facility on the OIP property. Mr. Bray intends to improve the property by constructing a new building, improve the existing building, add office space, and fence the property. Mr. Bray anticipates 3 or 4 new jobs at first, and more if they do develop the manufacturing equipment. The terms of the sale, it's a cash sale, $400,000 for 2 lots, lots 35 and 36. After real estate brokerage escrow fees and title charges, it would be $365,775.50 to the OIP fund. And we feel strongly that this would really be a spark plug that should really get some more development going in the OIP.
Well, having read the staff report, at this point, if there are any public comments, I will entertain them briefly. You don't have your hand up, do you?
No.
Okay, just checking. Okay, so in order to entertain the discussion, can we have a motion for just a moment? Okay, guys, be quicker on the spot. Mr. Moe?
This might be a bunny trail, but from my experience, several years ago when I was on the council, we ran into a real problem. And that was with some of the contamination that was up in that area.
Okay.
I don't want to see Oakridge jump into this, and next thing you know, we're eating caca. And don't want to see that happen. So that's just kind of what it was.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ball?
I just want to make sure that the purchase of this property doesn't exclude the members of purchasing any other properties within this OIP from use of the railroad spur.
So
My
I want to know
understanding.
how this involves the railroad.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that other properties in the OIP aren't excluded from using the railroad spur
Okay.
by
We'll address that.
this company purchasing the access point. So make sure there's an easement.
Okay.
That's what I'm worried about.
Okay, we will definitely discuss that. Motion? Can I have a motion so that we can discuss this?
I'll make a motion to
Thank
discuss.
you. So you want to approve the resolution, is that what you want to do with
Yes.
this motion?
Yes.
Okay, so approving this resolution and sale, whoa. I move we approve resolution 01/2019, authorizing the mayor and city administrator to complete the sale of city-owned property to Mr. Jim Bray of Texas Pride Trailers. I hear a second. Bobby seconded. Council discussion. Okay, so, go for it.
What are we going to do with the money? I haven't,
I go into the OIP fund until council decides what they're going to do. There's funded projects, there's water and sewer extensions that need to happen. We've been talking about the possibility of a master plan, a new master plan for the entire OIP. We'll probably have some good discussions during the budget about what to do with it.
And so let's also address the railroad spur. In this agreement, and please correct me if I say this all wrong, because I think I'm about to do it. There are 2 railroad spurs in these 2 lots. The one that is westerly most is actually being abandoned and is part of the sale. The one that is easterly most is actually, we have an easement for that. The city has an easement. It's within the property that's being purchased, but the city has an easement to that spur.
Okay.
And the map that I gave, that was passed out in this color, shows that easement. You'll also see kind of a green line going through there. That is a water easement. That is our drainage, storm water drainage, right, Rick?
Yep.
Okay, so that is also there.
that's an easement for us to get to?
Yes. So that has been considered and taken care of. Mr. Moe, your question about contamination, we have a letter from the DEQ saying this is all said and done and releasing it for sale. And then we also have a letter from the USDA allowing us to sell this.
Very good.
Any other discussion? Okay, and call for a vote?
Mayor Holston,
Aye?
Councilor Forkham,
Aye.
Councilor Holland,
Yay!
Good job. Oh, you have more than you. Okay, so where are we? Consent agenda, business of the city council. Okay, so, this is an opportunity, counselors, if you have anything that you want to bring up, to discuss, and we'll move forward.
I have one item. I just wanted to bring up.
Mr. Hadley?
I just wanted to bring up, what are we doing about a supplemental budget and where are we with that process?
Okay, I think we can address that question to Mr. Messina, and he can answer that.
We've started, we're working with Summer Sears, to do some preliminary work with us. It'll probably be 30 days. In February, for the council, in front of council. The council.
Awesome.
We have been working on it. Okay, that is your
That was
question.
my question.
Is there any other council business that you want to bring forward? Okay. I have one thing that I want to bring forward. So what I want to just do is, I would like to apologize to the councilors who were sworn in at the last meeting. It was less than smooth, and it was a little bumpy. I was embarrassed that we didn't have a very clean and what should have been a momentous occasion kind of turned unexpectedly uncomfortable. And so I would like to apologize personally to the council, for that occurrence. I would also like to ask the city administrator to work with myself and with staff to create a template for any future swearing-in ceremonies so that this won't happen again. Because we do have someone that, or whoever that will be, in February will be sworn in at the end to take the seat that I vacated. So that's all the comments that I have to say there. And we will move on to business from the city administrator.
Mayor and council, so I put together a small packet in your agenda to, so we can get started with the recruitment for the next city administrator. I put together a draft schedule. I'm hoping to get, my goal is to get an advertising started mid to late February. And we can talk later. I know we've got a pretty long meeting tonight. We can certainly talk later about just all the nuts and bolts and things that are going to happen. But anticipating taking applications up into mid-April, interviews probably mid-May, and make a decision by June. Depending on the quality or the type of candidate you get, they may need more than 2 weeks' notice, so give them a full month of June to give notice, move here, and start July 1st. That all may be a little optimistic, but that's what we're going to work towards right now. I'll also just put some extra reading in there for you, traits of good leaders, how to successfully recruit a city manager in the 21st century. It is getting more difficult. Believe it or not everyone wants this job. I can't understand why. Frankly, and it's no reflection on Oakridge or Oregon. It's just very difficult to recruit right now. I think, if you read my resume, I worked for the Profit Company on and on for about a year. I also asked Profit just, would you give us just a proposal? So there's also a proposal in there, so you can see what a recruiting firm, a professional recruiting firm, we're probably looking at $12,000 to $20,000 to do a full recruitment. We're going to hopefully do as much as we possibly can in-house. Also, there's a job, I did actually found a job description for the Oakridge City manager that was after this went out. So I included a job description from Benita. It's a pretty decent description. Honestly, not quite sure how we all want to go forward. Mayor and I, we've all been extremely busy just getting started this year. So whether it's going to be a full council, or you're talking a work session, those are already getting filled up, or whether you want to create a small subcommittee of the council. One other thing in your packet that I put together is a list of leadership values, management leadership skills, experience, and knowledge. This is not a complete list of what you may or may not be looking for in your next city administrator. It's just a starting point to get you to start thinking. But and we'll also put this on the website, and we'll be able to get these back from the community. It's very simple, you just go through and you circle the things that you think are very important. This will just help us internally build our profile and some of our advertising material for the next city administrator. So that is where we're at. And I've got some loose ones, so you don't have to tear your agenda packet.
Any questions of the city administrator? Yes.
So can we get a copy of the current city administrator position description?
Sure.
Oakridge?
Yeah, all of it, I'll take one. The whole council.
Oh, yeah,
I'll send
absolutely.
it out, I can email it to all of you.
Yeah, so just for general information, whenever one counselor asks for something, everyone will get it.
Okay.
But you're welcome to ask that. Go ahead, Mike.
So, as we advertise this, will we also advertise a potential start date for a new administrator?
Yeah, we can definitely put that in the ad, but, ideally, July 1 start.
Okay.
Any other questions? Bobby?
Who would be doing all the interviewing? How, do we know, are we just still in the development stages of that? What are we looking at?
I've been through a few of these myself, and in general, I'm trying to think, Prothman has a pretty good one where you'll have a mix of folks from the community, a panel of employees, department directors, usually employees, and then certainly the big one is interview with the city council and the mayor. It also usually includes a tour. One of the staff members will tour the candidate around town. One of the interesting things about the tour is you often find out that just how this individual candidate actually treats somebody that they may think is a little bit lesser on the staff. And what happens is after those 3 panels and the tour, everyone gets together in a big room, you debrief, you talk about who your number 1 and number 2 candidates were. Council, mayor and council thanks everybody for their day and ships everybody out. In an executive session, council will discuss and hopefully make a decision.
Thank you.
Will we have like a meet and greet, so at the park like we have before, so the citizens can meet them?
Absolutely. Again, all of this is still in flux, and those certainly work too.
Okay, so if you have no further questions, let's move on to the city recorder's finance report. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
You forgot this gentleman.
Oh, he's at the back. I haven't forgotten.
Oh, right.
He's on the agenda, but I'm glad you're staying on your
It was
toes.
moved up, and so I kind of got confused. I apologize for interrupting.
All right, thank you. So, city recorder, finance report, it says.
Your financial report should have been in your boxes. If you haven't picked them up, they're still there. If you
Speak
have
up,
any
Susie.
if you have any questions on anything that you receive, go ahead and shoot me an email or call, make an appointment. We can talk about it at that point. The cash on hand as of December 31st, 2018 was $960,328.30. A copy of the statement from the LGIP, which had a balance as of December 31st of $363,831.70 is attached, as well as the front page of Banner Bank's from the general account.
Councilor Sedgwick, do you have any questions? I would encourage you to take Susie up on if you have questions about this, you don't understand what you're looking at, you're looking for something specific but you don't see it, to email her. And I believe, is that okay, Susie, if they email you directly?
That's a better way, yeah.
Okay, email her directly and ask that question. She may be able to answer it quickly, or if you'd like to set up some time with her to talk about it and go over the report and add some instruction on how to read it. So please do that if you feel that you'd like to. Can we have a motion to accept it? Oh, do you have a question?
I did see that there was an invoice in there from Leahy Cox. Can you tell us what we've been using them for previously?
I think there are defense or prosecution.
It's a municipal court.
Municipal court.
Okay. And then could we get a copy of the GL codes so that we all know what these are tied to for looking at the budget?
Mhm.
Thank you.
Can we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the financial report.
Thank you. Second? All seconds? All for the vote?
Councilor Van Glen,
I think we're gonna go ahead and mix it up a little bit here and move to community services report. You guys don't mind, you're gonna sit over there anyway, right? Okay, good, that was a yes. And what we'll do is do 11.5.4, the Sasquatch Duro street closure request now. That way we can accommodate, our request. So, let's see, if you'll go to